Hey everybody, Sive Morten is here with the Forex Peace Army.com, and we'll keep going with our analysis of the Forex market, particularly on euro currency and Great British pound. So that was the stunning week. Today we have two moments for discussion. First is our new fundamental vehicle report, where we take a look at the recent Jerome Powell speech, but we do not repeat the things that already been said in mass media. What he said, what particular phrases he said, were more interesting with the conclusions and with some hidden moments that, well, somehow were missed, although the 2 or 3 moments that Powell said are exceptional. So they lead to really far-going conclusions for the market. Additionally, we have taken a look at the UBS forecast for the euro currency, and that, well, very close to the things that actually we also think about the current situation. Actually, we already talked about this in the previous reports, but still it will be right in time to recall these moments and make the conclusion on a perspective, on long-term perspective of the euro currency. If you're interested with that, I put the link to report in description of this video, but you always could find it on our website. So speaking about the performance of the euro currency, this was absolutely stunning. In fact, guys, this week, if you are careful enough to overall situation, you could see how actually the normal bullish technical setup was distorted by the fundamental factors. So market was resisting really hard to external pressure, because actually the fundamental driving factor breaks the technical background over the knees. So in fact, this is a great example. In real time, you could see how the technical picture is bowed under the pressure. But once the fundamental factor has been released and actually has been eliminated, the technical picture immediately stretch forward. So get the release and returning everything back very fast. So this is amazing example. So you could in reality see how the fundamental factor distort and taught the technical background, how it's stronger. So anyway, it was really dramatic trading week, because the patterns that we have actually appointed for possible usage and position taking have been broken, mostly by the fundamental reasons. But currently, you could see with this recent Jerome Powell statement, everything returns back, and market just showing this great reversal bar. Now about the daily chart. Here we have to make 2 conclusions. First, probably this right arm of this potential hand shoulders pattern is set by the 2 reasons. First of all, is actually equal to the previous potential shoulder, right? Second, maybe 3 reasons. Second, we have the straightforward upward action, which is more typical for the final stage of the hand shoulders. And finally, if we would suggest that right arm is not set yet, it means that market has to return all the way back down to the downside, which is actually absolutely not normal and will be rational for the correct price swings of the normal bullish market. That's why we mostly suggest that probably this pattern is set. If we will see that market returns back down, drop below 116, it means that this pattern probably will fail, and market could keep going higher, but lower. But with this background that currently we have, I mean the fundamental background, chances for that seems not really high. Now about the fall time frame chart. In fact, appearing of this big reversal bar makes our life very simple. And we said that market should not return back to the 116, right? It means that all that we need to do is just watch for this recent swing and trying to catch the pullback after it has been formed. Here, the cluster around 1660 support area seems preferable. It is relatively wide for intraday chart, so it started from the 1640 up to the 1680, so we consider 3 levels stands in this range. So more precisely, we could say if we will see downside action starts and then we could try to calculate some downside extensions in same manner as we did here with the possible searching for the OP target, then the XOP, and so on. So we could do this a bit later, but on the first glance, it seems that this area is preferable for position taking. Well, if setup on euro currency has been touted by fundamental reasons, at least on the Great British Pound, we've got great start precisely from the area that we have specified. So market starts operation precisely from the 30% support as we planned. Here's no surprises, and actually reversal was really great. So, by the way, speaking about the euro currency, if you take a look at the hourly chart, as long as I'm watching on this chart, as more I think whether the free drive really was bad, where it really was so poor that actually it hasn't worked. But I don't know. It seems that probably it's not failed, but it was able to recognize this only right at the eve of the Jerome Powell's speech. Because if you take a look closely, you could recognize here minor hand and shoulder inspection with a very sharp right arm. So if you to get it, you need to drop your time frame to the 5-minute chart, for example. So you could see just a minute how it was here. Yeah, I will just contract the chart. Maybe even not 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. So it'll be more representative. You could see it, right? Something like this. Yes, it was skewed, but this is normal when you're getting the fundamental events. But still, somehow markets trying to form the reversal shape, and that was hand and shoulders. Well, from that standpoint of view, you could see it's very rare when you can really catch this because you can't foresee many things. But when you have you're looking at the hindsight, you could see that indeed technical picture always gives us some signs. So we have to be really careful to recognize them in time. Even with this really tough situation, there was a sign right at the bottom of the free drive page. So that's probably enough for me. This philosophical speech. In the next week, starting next week, where our major task in the beginning is trying to catch the retracement, in particular watching for this support area. On hourly charts also might be looking for the same 1680. So in some area between the 1640, 1680 area. So that's what we will do in the beginning, and then let's see how it will turn.